Hello, it's your Wisconsin wine guy. You thought I forgot about sake. I didn't forget about sake, and so I wanted to get back into sharing some sake with you and helping you explore another alcoholic beverage to enjoy. For sake, it can be kind of confusing and difficult, and I try to make it real simple because it's a different language, right? It's not like wine where it took us some time to understand, but we began to understand it. Well, sake would be the same. For our starters, it's not rice wine, as most people try to call it. It's not rice wine. I grew up thinking it was just rice wine, and we called it that. They made it easy for Americans, I guess. But it's actually a brewed product, a naturally made product, brewed from rice and a bacteria or a yeast culture called a koji. And so different types of rice produces different flavors or characteristics in the sake. So, we're going to be tasting a sake. You say I have my wine glass here, but why are you drinking the sake in a wine glass? Because it's not like the old days. You can drink sake in a wine glass. It's like you could drink wine in a regular glass. Okay, let's not stand on ceremony here. So, we're going to be tasting this Toyo Bijin. Toyo Bijin, meaning Asian beauty. The founders wanted to create something and name the wine after his late wife. So Toyo Bijin, which stands for Asian beauty. So this is going to be a Junmai Ginjo. So again, if you think about sake, just like you think about wine, quality levels, but think about sake, you have Junmai, okay, the pure sake, meaning no alcohol added. So you have Junmai, okay, lower level, doesn't necessarily mean the quality is bad. Then you have Junmai Ginjo. Then you have Junmai Gai Ginjo, which is the top level. So this is right in the middle, Junmai Ginjo. And what separates these levels, it's what's called a rice polishing ratio. And this, you have a piece of rice, a kernel of rice, and so they polish out a specific type of rice that's grown in Japan. So they polish the outside of the rice, and you have that little white center. So as you polish off the outer core of the rice, you get to more and more purity of the rice itself. So for Junmai, doesn't necessarily have to be rice polishing ratio. It could have 70% of the kernel left on the rice, or the skin left on the rice. But for Junmai Ginjo, 60% rice polishing remaining, whereas Junmai Dai Ginjo, 50% or less. Again, so the less of the outer skin of the rice, I'm going to call it that, that's polished off, the higher the quality, of the sake. So we're going to be doing, this is coming in at, the rice variety here is Yamadanishiki rice, and this is at 55%, so right under the 60%. This is going to be dry, 16% alcohol on this one here, all right? So, screw cap, get a look at that label, right? Is that a beautiful label, right? You can look at that. That's just gorgeous, right? All right, so we're going to, this is by the Sumikawa Brewing Company in Japan. All right, screw cap. We're going to pour this into our wine glass. Hey, notice I have some, I can smell this. This is very aromatic. Oh my gosh, that's very aromatic. Now this is going to be a dry sake again, a very dry sake. Most times when we think about sake, and we had sake in restaurants, we had that sweet sake served warm, but sake can also be enjoyed chilled, can be enjoyed warm, and sometimes I like to take two different sake, the same sake, and serve it at a warmer temperature, at a chilled temperature, and taste the difference. But in this case, this is a dry sake, so you want to go chilled to maybe cool on this one here. So a chilled sake, because it's going to be dry. You want those aromatics and the crispness to come out, all right? So that nose, again, I told you when I open it up, I can smell that. It's very fruity. But we're talking about rice. How can it smell like fruit? Well, the same when you talk about wine and you give it different descriptors, that it smells like or tastes like. Wow. Totally can smell this one. So again, we have apple and spices here. Oh, wow. That's just, let me stick in my nose in. Let's give it a swirl, just like wine. A swirl, a sniff. Ooh, wow. Very aromatic. Nice fruit. And you can't forget about the rice. I treat sake the same as I treat wine. What's the point if it doesn't smell and taste like what it's made from? You can have all the other complexities, but I believe it must smell and taste like what it's made from. A grape, it should taste like a grape. It shouldn't taste like an orange, right? All right, so now this is made from rice, so you should get those subtle rice notes, blended in the background, just very well blended with the fruit. And I definitely get that with nice fruit, apple fruit, thinking of like a Riesling. Then you get little spice notes, like maybe nutmeg or star anise. Wow, that's that. So now, first step, as always, it's like wine. It's going to be the rinse. Let's allow this Junmai Ginjo sake to just coat my mouth, my entire mouth. Oh wow. Mouth is watering. Again, very, very flavorful, very full, very lush, on my palate. And it's definitely dry, but that fruitiness comes through, that it sort of masks the dryness of this sake. Now, I have some food here that I want to try it with. I have like a spicy chicken spread. Then I have a chicken and spinach and goat cheese filled chicken sausage. Oh, one more taste. That's just beautiful. You know what I mean? So if you like white wines, like dry white wines, soft fruit wines, a nice dry sake, Junmai Ginjo, would be very nice substitute. One more sip. And because my spread is spicy, I'm going to do the sausage first. Eh? Nice and juicy, good flavor. But the goal is, I want to show you, you don't need to have Asian food to have your sake, okay? Step outside the box. Wow. It's just a nice blend here between the two. That fruit just comes in and just marries very well with the chicken. Harmony. And acidity just cleanses my palate. Now for the spicy chicken salad on a wheat cracker. Very simple. Because the spice is in the chicken. When I smell this, I pick up more of the spiciness of the sake. Now for the head. Wow. Because there's so much flavor going on here, the combination of the two is just mellow. I mean, this is even more harmonious than it was with just the sausage, because there's a lot more flavor. So the more flavor that you have, but balance, it really accentuates the quality of the sake. Makes it more refreshing. There's more finish to the sake. I'm going to pour a little bit more of this. I didn't know how that was going to go together, so I got lucky on this one. So there you have it, your Wisconsin wine guy with the Toyo Bijin sake, Junmai Ginjo. I'll put the link down below where I purchased this. You can find it on Tipsy Sake. That's where I purchased the sake. So the link will be down in the descriptions. Explore the world of sake. You'll be surprised at what you may discover. Remember, as always, that your palate be the guide when tasting your sake? Kanpai!